Let's go.
Let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go, let's go.
Figgy Feed, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rock, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go in the jacuzzi, smoking threats. I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it. I don't need you. Spend 50 racks in cash, but it's all good. I got my visa. This rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto, nine Keisha. I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers. These Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go. I'm knocking them down, baby, back in the row. He really the one, but they already know. So none of my chains go put on the show.
Giving out gins, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. Need to back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10 toe down on the pave. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone who still considers the Astros cheaters? Fuck y'all.
You sliding around playing Eminem in your car, you and your old lady?
Poor Eminem. Why Eminem got to get dissed every single podcast we do, man? What Eminem never do to us?
I know, man.
Who was it? Was it Ernesto who was a super big Eminem fan?
Yeah,
it is Ernesto.
Right
What's
here.
up, Ernesto?
What's up, man? We played that drop for you, man.
You sliding
just for
around
you,
playing
dog.
Eminem in your car, you and your old lady?
What's Gucci Mane been up to, man? I haven't even heard his name in a long time. Last I saw, I did see him, and I was disappointed because he had some kind of leather suit on, dog. You see that shit?
No, I didn't see that.
No, he was looking like Tupac in '96 with some kind of weird leather suit, and I'm like, this cannot be the Gucci Mane I know and love. Maybe he really was cloned.
Yeah. He like a family man now, man. He don't be into all the trouble. And I think honestly, the last thing I heard him on was, I think it was Boss Man D-Lo. He had a song with Gucci Mane, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is Gucci Mane 06 right here." And I wouldn't take it that far. It was a good verse, but I wouldn't take it that far.
Speaking of Boss Man DL, have you heard the? I haven't been keeping up with this, but have you been hearing about the? Because I've heard a little bit from Boss Man D-Lo. He seemed like a pretty good rapper, but there's some allegations going around, man. Some other allegations of him being apparently
his name.
Yeah, Boss Man D-Lo, D on the down low, with a trans woman.
Yeah,
have you been keeping up with that, man? Because I really didn't give a shit enough to look into it.
I didn't care. I did look into it a little bit. I was looking at somebody posted the DMs and all that stuff. I was just kind of looking through it, and then I actually went to the person page. And I'm like, damn, this person got a shit ton of followers. So I ain't really have a take on it, but he was pretty much like, he said he ain't feeding into all that internet bullshit. I don't do the
of course.
I don't do the social media shit on social media. That's my favorite, man.
I don't be on the internet. Everybody is on the internet, dog. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, Papoose did the same thing today. He said, I don't do all this social media stuff. I stay out of it, and then continue to give us a 15-minute monologue on Instagram.
Aired out his ex-wife, talked about how she bisexual and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, man.
He read it like I guess wrote like 90% of her shit since like 2013. I'm like, damn, I low-key believe him though. For some
I
reason,
mean,
I kind of believe him on it.
he must have not given her his best verses because I don't know. It didn't seem to really match up to what he usually be rapping like. But that's always funny. And also the idea that because you a street nigga, you don't gossip. Dog, if you've been around street niggas, you know they the most gossipy ass people out there, man.
Man, people get killed for gossiping. That's all it is, man. Like it's a bunch of he say, she say, and he said this. He looked at me this way. It's just a little more, a little more violent.
Yep.
But it's all gossip, man. It's all the same shit, man. It's just with guns and weapons. That's all.
That always kills me, man. I'll be in the street. I don't be on the internet. Like street niggas ain't on the internet too, man. Like they don't be gossiping about bullshit all day.
The real street niggas are on the internet, man. That's what it is now. And even like just talking about street niggas, where it's like, he a street, he on the internet, so he can't be a street nigga. Nah, man. You see what these fools be doing on the internet, man. Like, they street niggas, they just be on the internet now.
They filming their crimes, man. Like we done seen this already. So yeah, that's very funny. But anyway, I digress. Back to the podcast, man. Back to Gems and Juice again. We back at it here to break down all the things that have been going on the past few weeks, man. Sorry about last week. We both had some family visiting during the weekend.
Yeah, my brother-in-law took over my room, my studio, man. So I couldn't do nothing. It's funny. After he left, I was like, man, we got to figure something out. Like, we can't just be hoeing my room out like this. Everybody attracted to this room.
Yeah, you don't let it become the guest room, man.
Yeah, man.
This is your work room. This is the office.
Yeah, man. And then we like to set up the damn air mattress in here. And I'm like, man, you could crash on this futon. Like, no, now I gotta move the futon out of here for the air mattress. I'm just like, man, we gotta figure something else out, man.
Yeah, man. Don't let it become the guest room. Be motherfuckers see the PlayStation and think it's a game room or something. Like, no, that's the office. That's where the work goes down.
Yeah, or
let your wife turn to the guest room, man.
Or they just see the damn TV in here. I want to go where the TV is. Like, man, what you watching TV for, man? Like, you're supposed to be here kicking it.
Right? Watch me watch TV, dog. But yeah, don't let them do that. But yeah, my mother came into town. She was in League City area because my father is a part of Toastmasters and he has some kind of thing going on, some meeting with them. So my mom came down. I had to show her around town, took her to a movie, went to go see Sinners finally.
Okay. So you got an in-depth review on it.
Yeah, I'll give it right now, man. Fuck it. It ain't going to be that long. So I finally did see the new Ryan Coogler movie, Sinners, which some have called the greatest movie since, I don't know, fucking Coming to America 1. I don't know. Friday, the first one.
Was that popping like that? Coming to America during that time?
I have no idea. I wouldn't. I don't think I was even alive when the movie came out.
Yeah, that came out in '88.
Yeah, I was like 1 year old, if that. But I would figure that movie was a big deal. You know what? My mom and dad told me about going to see Purple Rain when it first came out.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, and they said when they went to go see the movie, they couldn't even hear any of the movie because people were just screaming and yelling the whole time like it was a concert.
Yeah, nah, that's funny. I actually remember as a kid. This is wild. I was a kid and went to go see Friday. So my sister and my brother-in-law at the time snuck me in the movie pretty much. I didn't know what the hell I was watching, but I just remember people in the hallway, like in the little aisle, just cracking up. Yeah, like that movie was legit funny.
You're lucky, man. I couldn't see Friday till way later. We grew up Jehovah's Witnesses, so I couldn't. My first rated R movie, I want to say, was Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer in like '96, I think. I think that was the first R-rated movie my mom took us to go see. And I wish it was a better movie. I don't remember nothing about that movie. There was a huge wave of like serious teacher goes or a white teacher or some serious person goes into the hood to teach a bunch of troubled urban kids.
Yes.
There's a fucking Lean on Me was like that. There
Yep.
was a Substitute that was like that. There was Dangerous Minds. I want to say a few other ones too. High School High was like a parody of that.
Yeah. But all of those movies during that time had that same blueprint. Even like Boys in the Hood, it was like that one person coming to the hood to because this guy's really bright and have a bright future. So you're trying to keep it on the same track. And then remember Hardball was like that.
Yeah,
I know that was in the 2000s, but just
and then in all these movies, there was always one of the kids got killed.
Yep.
Like there was always a kid that got killed. It's like, yep. But yeah, that was the first rated R movie we saw. And really the only reason we saw was because we liked the song. We liked the Coolio song. So we wanted to go see the movie, and the movie was stupid. But whatever. Anyway, yeah, it was the first rated R movie I was able to see. But Sinners.
Yeah.
What the fuck I was talking about. It was good, man. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. I did not think it was the greatest movie ever. I haven't seen that movie many movies this year, but when I see more, I doubt I will have it as my favorite movie of the year. But it was a good movie, man. I'm not gonna knock it. It was very well casted, well acted. I didn't like Michael B. Jordan doing the twin thing. I thought that was
playing two different characters.
He was playing twin brothers.
Oh, okay.
And the only way you could tell the difference is literally they had different color hats on, like Mario and Luigi. It was fucking stupid, man. I couldn't get my mind out of how dumb it looked during the movie. Remember that used to be a thing back in the day. They have like one actor play two characters, or any Eddie Murphy movie where he was like the whole cast of people.
Yeah, multiple characters.
Yeah, that was a very gimmicky 90s thing, and I didn't like that they did that. They could have casted somebody else to be Michael B. Jordan's brother. It didn't have to be him.
Yeah. Do you feel like Coming to America kind of started that trend? Because I
probably
feel like they did a good job with that one. To the point, I think a lot of people didn't even know the white guy in the movie was Eddie Murphy, the white guy in the barbershop.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they did a really good job with that. But then when you start seeing Dr. Dolittle and all these different silly type of movies, it just wasn't that good.
Nutty Professor, I think, was the last movie he did it really. Actually, no, maybe not. Norbit was stupid too. Where he played the mother.
Yeah.
Nutty Professor, I think, was the last movie where it worked.
Yeah.
After that, it went too far, and he couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that used to be a very corny 90s thing, and I didn't like that they had Michael B. Jordan doing that whole thing. But besides that, it was very well casted, very well acted. I didn't like all the musical numbers in it. I didn't know it was going to be damn near a musical. If somebody told me that, I wouldn't have seen it. But
I ain't know that part. Ain't nobody say that part.
There's like 4 or 5 songs in the movie, man. Be prepared. And there's one scene that's really corny, and it goes on forever. And you'll know it because you'll be rolling your eyes too if you go see it. You'll be like, "This is what Rocket was talking about." But besides that, I know it sounds like I'm shitting on the movie, but it's actually pretty good, man. I did enjoy it. My mom liked it too. There are some things to think about after you're done watching the movie about how certain themes come up and blah, blah, blah. You know how these movies are.
Yeah, you got to watch a YouTube channel.
Yeah, to break down all the symbolism. But I mean, the basic message is pretty clear to get. You know, it's about Black music and Black art and what happens when, people sell out or kind of mainstream comes and takes it and takes all the soul out of it, stuff like that. But anyway, I'm just saying it's a good movie, worth seeing in the theater, but it's not. I don't think I'm going to watch it again. I'll say it like that. I don't think I'm gonna go back to this one, but it was good for what it was.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know about checking. I might check it out at the house.
It might be worth so you could skip the music it might be worth. I know some people were saying you got to go see it in IMAX. I don't think you have to see it in IMAX.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, nah. Unless it's like is it an action movie? Then
Unless it's a Christopher Nolan movie, I ain't gonna see
Yeah.
shit in IMAX, man.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
hell, I see a Marvel movie in IMAX
Yeah.
before I see anything else.
Yeah. And I don't think, I mean, if you see it at home, you could at least skip through the music and just get back to the plot. So there's that. But yeah, it's a good movie. I recommend it, but don't go in expecting it to be the greatest shit you've ever seen, because it's not.
Okay. I think I'm gonna watch it here.
Yeah, you must. You gotta support, you know. If you
Yeah.
don't, you racist. If you don't support Ryan Coogler and Angel Reese,
Yeah,
you're a racist, man. Okay, you have to be
like-
pro both those things.
I feel like Reese been getting left off. We only talk about Ryan Coogler with this.
That's true.
Maybe he had more of a hand in it, so I
Yeah.
guess I get it.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, any new music come out? I know I did hear one song by Kanye and NBA Youngboy.
I actually heard that one too. I think did that one leak?
I think Kanye put it out.
Really? Okay, I
But
saw it on the timeline.
Yeah, Kanye, I think, put it out, and then Playboy Cardi put out a different version of that song with him on it. And he said, "This is my song." And I have to, as a Cardi, somebody who likes Cardi music, I have to admit his version was terrible.
Really?
It
Damn.
sounded way worse, man. He did some very low pitched thing with his voice, and
kind of like Lil Yachty.
yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do. I don't know if he was trying to be different, but he pitched his voice down, and he already can't rap. So it's kind of embarrassing when you on a track with an NBA Youngboy who actually can rap when he wants to, and he kind of went in on this track.
So it was him and NBA Youngboy, not him and Kanye.
It was. Okay. I don't know whose song it is. That's the question everybody's trying to figure out. But
I thought you was saying it was Kanye and him and not NBA Youngboy.
Nah, it was Cardi and NBA Youngboy.
Okay.
Well, at first, Ye put out the song with NBA Youngboy on it.
Yeah, that's the first one I heard.
Yeah. And then Cardi put out his version with just NBA Youngboy and Playboy Cardi.
Okay.
And no Kanye.
Okay.
So I don't know whose song it is first, but I did think the Kanye version sounded better.
Yeah.
For whatever it's worth.
I actually like the song. The song
is hard, man. It's good gym music.
Yeah, even NBA Youngboy sounded good on it. And I'm not an NBA Youngboy fan.
He went crazy on that song, man. He could rap. See, that's the thing about these rappers. A lot of them be on bullshit 90% of the time, but there's 10% where they can actually go in. You're like, oh, you can rap. You just want to auto-tune most of your music for no reason. And sing.
Probably be high and all that shit. So now now when they clear-minded and got to rap, they can
exactly. When they on probation, you get the best music you ever hear from them.
Yeah.
But then actually is not working for Young Thug. I feel like he made his best music when he was on something. Because his music kind of sucked now, man.
Damn.
I didn't like that song he put out with Future. I wasn't really feeling it. Future went off on it, but post jail Young Thug might be like post jail Gucci Mane.
Damn.
It's looking like they both might be washed, man.
Damn.
I don't know.
Man. That's not good, man. I was kind of missing Young Thug a little bit, missing his music.
Yeah. But speaking of him, because he did have something to say about our next topic we're going to get into. And see, here's where I wish we could still play music, because I want to play the People's Court theme, but we can't. I can get copyright struck.
Our last shit got copyrighted.
Yeah. Wait, really?
It took the whole episode off of you.
I think it's because you played the Heil Hitler song, man. I think that's why you played the video.
No, it said NBC. I think it was from the Law and Order playing it.
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot. Fuck.
Yeah, it popped up NBC. Yeah,
we can't do nothing. They take the fun out of everything, man. I don't know how some people get away with it though. I guess because they're bigger.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, I see Kai Cenat can stream anything. He fucking
wants a whole album and everything.
Yep.
Man, but
privilege, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can't play anything on this podcast anymore, man. You just got to get used to it. We might have to use AI music from now on. Just AI recreations of fucking court music.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. The Diddy trial has been going on for a couple weeks now. We've heard testimony from Cassie. We've heard testimony from Kid Cudi. We've heard testimony from some male escort who was a participant in the freak-offs.
Yeah. Don, what's her name? Don Richards, who was in that group Dirty Money. I think
I didn't even see that. I haven't been keeping track enough.
I think she was on the. I think they called her up on the stand too.
I know Aubrey O'Day, I think, was called, but she didn't show up.
Yeah.
So some people are not going to show up, man. Some people just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been very interesting. I've kept up the first few days and then I kind of fell off. I did hear what Kid Cudi had to say. I heard what Cassie had to say and the cross examination with Cassie. And basically it's just kind of detailing how freaky Diddy is and how crazy he is. But we kind of already knew this. What do you think? I'm gonna ask your opinion first, man. What are your thoughts of what you've seen of the Diddy case and people who've been testifying and making statements? What do you think? And also, is Kid Cudi a snitch, according to Young Thug?
So, my overall thought on this is, I feel like they just trying to expose Diddy for being controlling and, you know, freaky and all this other stuff. But it seems like all of this stuff don't really have anything to do with the actual trial, if that makes sense. Because I feel like he's on trial for prostitution and some other stuff.
Sex trafficking and racketeering.
Yeah, it seems like they just trying to embarrass him at this point. Try to pretty much say what he's been doing and all this stuff with Cassie. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything, but it seemed like Cassie was kind of in with it too. It seemed like she was kind of in with it until she wasn't. It seemed like she was in with it, and I guess the DV stuff was there too. So if you want to say, hey, you know, it was a lot of DV going on in their relationship, that's fine. But it seemed like she was kind of in with the freak offs too. So I feel like everyone tried to paint it as she was like this sex slave and was stuck and couldn't go anywhere. But to me, it seemed like she was just in a bad relationship. She was in a freaky relationship that went bad, that she didn't like anymore, and it became like a domestic violence type of relationship. So me personally, I don't understand what did that had to do with him, with the case overall. Maybe they just trying to paint him in a bad way, so I guess the jurors can look at him in a bad way and make him guilty. But yeah, I thought that was kind of a little bit interesting, especially coming from Cassie, saying all the stuff that she was doing, and then the text messages that leaked. I mean, not leaked, but they showed the text messages of her back and forth and all that stuff. But as far as Kid Cudi, I think we kind of knew about that situation before with the him blowing the car up. But I thought it was kind of interesting how Cassie, I didn't even know them two was dating, first of all. But it seemed like, I don't know, it seemed like he was just in a fucked up situation where he started dating this girl and she got a nigga that's crazy. It's like, oh, he found out about us, you gotta run type thing. And to answer Young Thug's question, or I don't even know if he asked the question, but did we expect Kid Cudi to hold it down and not say anything? Like, did we really expect that? Like, I don't know. I am kind of shocked that he took the stand. Like I figured he would have probably not got involved with that, but I don't know. He did look cool as hell walking into the courtroom with that leather jacket and some jeans.
Yeah,
and
smoking a
smoking
square.
Yeah. But overall, man, I'm kind of curious. I'm really wondering if Diddy is going to get found guilty for this, because maybe I missed something with the prostitution and all that stuff. But it seemed like right now it's just like it seemed like they just slinging mud on him right now just to try to make him look bad. But it kind of looked like, if anything, it seemed like Cassie should probably be in this whole prostitution thing too, because it seemed like she was kind of involved with it a little bit. It showed that she was, wanting the freak offs. So I don't really know how this shit going in, man.
Well, Figgy, it's interesting to hear you say that you hate women and think puppies should be freed. My views they're not the same as Figgy's, just so you guys know. So if you want to cancel anybody, you got the man right here. But I'm just fucking with you, man. Look, I don't even know how to start this shit, man. Because look, the thing is, I had a lot. The Cassie thing was very revealing in terms of the text that were shown. And I think of how Cassie is older than me and how she dated Diddy when she was like 21. I mean, personally, when I was 21, I knew I didn't want people peeing on me. But so the narrative has always been weird to me that she was just, look, I do think he abused her. He definitely abused her. I don't think there's any reason
right there.
He abused the hell out of her. You should not be stealing off on a woman no matter what, man. And you saw the video of him just teeing off like he was a fucking soccer player and she was just curled up and taking it. He definitely abused her. And he definitely should rot in jail for that shit, because that was fucked up. But Cassie was in on this shit too, dog. Look, we have to call a spade a spade. She was down with the shits. The text that revealed that she tried to paint a narrative that she was too scared to leave. But then you see the text when he's asking if she's down with this shit, and she's like, fuck yeah. So I'm like, I don't know, man. That don't sound like somebody that's scared for their life and gonna jump in an orgy because they scared to say no. You know, she was talking about skipping her period so she could be in freak offs, man. Like, she was really going in on this shit.
Yeah.
People have theorized, and I tend to agree with it, it's possible that she was approached and federal prosecutors, I don't know, somebody may have approached her and said, if you don't testify, you're going to get charged too. And I think this is why because she's had to admit a lot of nasty stuff, man. She's had to admit that she's been in all this and that she's, probably contracted some things from being with all these people. That she was with her man and still mess around with Diddy. That's another question, man. What would you do in that situation, man? Let's say you weren't married and Cassie, you were chilling with Cassie and you found out that she was still in the freak offs. Like, would you cut it off? I mean, it is Cassie.
Yeah.
Would you really? It's Cassie, man. Come on. You might not be with another woman as beautiful as that in your life. Would you cut it off because she's been getting run through while she's with you?
Like, if I find out the details, like the details they said in court, then I don't know if I can take her serious. I would probably want to, I'll probably mess around with her, but I don't know if I could do what her current husband did. Just like, just wife it up and just, let me get you out of here type thing.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know if I could do it, but if she did tell me that her and Diddy be kind of getting down and doing a little something, I probably wouldn't want to know. I'm like, you ain't got to tell me.
Was that Carl Thomas song or who was it? I don't want to know.
No. If you can keep it on the low.
In the bathroom, that was Cassie would have me in the bathroom with clothes on, crying in the bath with full water on, getting my shit soaked. She would have me like that, man. Because look,
Yeah.
she's so fine.
No,
But
this the other part too, man. Just imagine if you was the escort and you get a call from somebody saying, "Hey, I want you to sleep with my girlfriend, do all this stuff." By the way, they were using Craigslist and Backpage and all that
yeah,
stuff. Just imagine you walk up in the hotel or whatever it is, and it's Cassie, and you like, oh, I get to sleep with Cassie. Because usually, like the stripper dudes or the male escort dudes is probably messing around with somebody ugly, somebody fat and
most
unattractive.
likely gonna be men too. Let's be real.
Yeah, but just imagine you knock on that door and Cassie opened the door, and that's the person. I'm sure he probably like, hell yeah. Like, I get to sleep with Cassie?
Yeah, it was a good night, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that she was helping coordinate the stuff, and I think it's very likely that she had to testify or she would be included, because it kind of seems like, you know how Ghislaine Epstein was convicted for hooking up what's the other Epstein? What's his first name? Joe. Yeah, something.
Was it Juan? It wasn't Juan.
Joe. What the fuck was Epstein's name?
Damn.
Jeffrey, that's right.
Jeff,
I don't forgot. Jeffrey. I know it's something with a J. Jeffrey Epstein. She was basically convicted for hooking up and setting these things up. I don't think Cassie went to that level. I mean, they didn't have an island where they was bringing in underage people. Yeah. But she was definitely helping set up some of the shit. And I think this is what she had to do in order to not be prosecuted herself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see her as somebody who is not complicit in it. I think people just see that she's so pretty and young looking that they can't imagine her ever doing anything bad. But yeah, that's my takeaway about that. She was definitely with the shits in some regard. Like I said, it was still wrong how he abused her, and that's definitely some fucked up shit. But nah, she was in on it too, man.
Yeah, it seemed like she was because, like I said, the way people kind of bringing it to the table is this innocent girl, young girl. He preyed on her, and she got with him thinking she gonna have a career and she gonna help and all this other stuff. And he was just being so bad to her that she couldn't leave. And then I saw other people on podcasts pretty much saying she would, I guess it's some type of sickness that happened where you feel like you've been in a bad relationship so long that it's right.
And like Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, that's what they call it.
Yeah, where, you know, I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But to me, when you look at these text messages and stuff like that, it looked like she was down with it, like she was having a blast. Like, and I'm sure you probably having a blast if you with somebody that's a billionaire pretty much. You could get whatever you want, probably drugs, all this stuff involved. You probably having a good time until he start, beating you and stuff like that. And then that's when it could be like, man, this ain't fun at all. And then at that point, I do feel bad for her because like, ain't nobody asked for that. But the whole it seemed like people trying to make it like she was just trafficked, like just unwillingly,
like a sex slave, man. Like she was forced to do these things.
Yeah, like she in Amsterdam or something, where that's what they got to do. And it's like, man, I don't think it was like that. I think at this point she done got her money. She came out at the right time, sued them. She got what, 20 million. And I think she got 10 million from the hotel. And I agree with you. I think they probably came to her like, y'all was part of this. And if you testify against them, we won't come after you.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it, man. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Fuck.
Do you think this gonna help Diddy a little more? Like as far as like the actual charges?
No, here's the thing, man, because I feel like, and that's actually what I was going to talk about too. There needs to be like another word for sex trafficking where it's somebody who's of age and down with the shit. Because when I hear sex trafficking, my mind, I think of like orphans being brought from Albania or some shit, or
Yeah,
some foreign country, some women who don't even know English and just being forced into prostitution and sex slavery. I think of that. But
yeah,
I don't think a stripper being flown from Atlanta to New York to have sex and they agree with it and everybody is of age and it's a business deal. But
yeah.
that's legally sex trafficking.
Yeah, that was gonna mess up Deshaun Watson too, because
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
were trying to figure out, was he paying these girls to fly to Houston to, have sex with him? And if that's the case, that's technically sex trafficking.
And like, I don't think that should be weighed as heavily as what I think of sex trafficking is when you bring in sex slaves from other countries and shit.
Yeah,
I don't think, look, say what you want about prostitution and whether it should be legal or not, but we talk about getting flown out all the time.
yeah.
It done became a joke. People on
No.
OnlyFans, all this stuff, we doing the OnlyFans stuff, and basically it's already happening.
Yeah, hell,
So
women out here pretty much bragging about sex
yes,
trafficking.
all the
technically.
time.
Yeah,
All the time. Getting flown out, getting this and that, doing a deed, going back.
he ain't getting none unless he buy me this, or you gotta pay for this.
Exactly, man. So technically, and how many shit? Well, that's a whole other thing. How many of us have sex trafficked ourselves, driving a
Yeah.
whole fucking through cities for some woman we met somewhere a long time ago?
Yeah, or
Gonna
take
hook
it.
back up.
Yeah, or trying to maybe I don't know if this sex trafficking, but
It's not,
taking
but
somebody,
it's funny to think of.
yeah, taking somebody out to eat so you can get to the ultimate goal.
That's the funny thing about it, man. Like if I just pay money, it's prostitution. But if I take her out to eat and then buy her fucking bags and shit, and then it's not. Like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah,
So it's very funny, these rules about all that. But yeah, to me, that's not, even though technically that is sex trafficking, I don't think it should be called sex trafficking, man. They got to call it something else.
yeah. Just think about if sex trafficking was on your record. People gonna think the automatic worst.
Yeah.
Like, you was out here on some what's the movie Taken? Remember Taken?
Yeah.
To me,
Girls get kidnapped.
that's sex trafficking to me, where you got an underworld bidding for some woman, and then you gonna ship her out on a boat and all this other shit in another country. Honestly, that's what I think about when I think about sex
I
trafficking.
think most people do. That's why
Yeah.
when you hear sex trafficking, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, but if it was a girl walking down the street and let's say I gave her $200 to come have sex with me, or I call her over here to to another city or across state lines, like, hey, I got $1,000 for you if you had, so we can have sex. That's technically sex trafficking, but I'm not like forcing her to do it. I think that's the thing it is. Like, I feel like sex trafficking should be like forced. Like, I am forcing you to do this for money.
Yeah.
Like borderline prostitution.
Yeah.
Like, you see prostitutes and pimps and all that shit. Like, to me, I think about that. That's like sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it went that deep with him. But technically that is sex trafficking. So if he did that, then he would be found guilty. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna skate or not. Even if he doesn't somehow, I think his reputation is just completely ruined. So I don't think there's any way he's gonna come back and do anything in entertainment again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be a long trial. And I don't know if I care as much to stay tapped in on it. But yeah, maybe, like I said, maybe some of the worst has yet to come. And we're gonna hear some shit that really makes him look like a huge scumbag. I mean, he already kind of is. But maybe there's some things where we're like, maybe we'll hear something and soon that we'll just be like, nah, lock them up forever and throw away the key.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't know, man. I don't think flying a stripper or escort to New York who's in his 30s or some shit and to smash your girlfriend is sex trafficking. But yeah, whatever. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, the only way I would say that's sex trafficking if it's like some type of ring going on, where it's like these women flying all the way out here to have sex with my guests.
You got to tap in with some Russian dude who don't even got a name.
And these girls got to be like not wanting to do it, but forced to do it type thing.
Yeah. I mean, I thought we supported sex workers, man. What happened? I thought the social media said we're supposed to support sex workers and sex work is real work. So why should we prosecute somebody who's supporting the business?
Hey, Joy Taylor want to support it. She legalized.
It's funny how the shift, I guess, is going to be her future because I'm sure after her
get rid of her, she gonna be straight up probably OnlyFans. She probably gonna get a some type of podcast deal with FanDuel or somebody gonna give her a bad tip.
Do you really think she'll get that, man? I don't know.
I think so.
She already has a podcast. I'm sure it's sponsored by somebody, but I don't know if I'm Barstool, I'm not getting up Joy Taylor. Fucking, I don't know what big platform would be like. We need Joy Taylor to bring in views. Like, who cares what she has to say about anything now?
But see, I feel like she gonna be in the space of like a Lisa Ann, where Lisa Ann, she's pretty much doing the whole sports thing, trying to do the sports thing and podcasts and all that stuff. I feel like she's gonna be in that space, but pretty much unfiltered, where she pretty much gonna be doing what she's doing now and just talking about men and relationships and all that stuff uncut. So I could see somebody throwing a bag at her like that just to do some type of podcast, or Spotify giving her some money. I could see something like that.
Is there really a market? Because I feel like people who listen to podcasts are mainly men. Women will listen to like true crime and stuff, like podcasts about stories and things like that, like true crime type things. I don't know if they listen to things like Joe Budden, people like podcasts of people just sitting around talking about bullshit. Like, I know there's some, Angela Yee has a podcast where women just come on and talk about whatever. I would assume it's mostly men listening to it and not women, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got to tap in with Jasmine. Maybe she knows.
Yeah.
I wonder if she listens to podcasts like that, man. But I don't think that women talking to other women has a big market among women listeners in podcasts, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Honestly,
I'll take it a step further. I don't think just these big old celebrity stars got that much pull to just do a podcast like that. Like, when we remember when Spotify gave Kim Kardashian the bag to do a podcast?
Yeah.
Like, I just think that's a bad idea, man. That's why the podcast game, I don't want to say it's all messed up, but
no, 100% is.
Like, it's so many people. I mean, they giving out so much money for these stars to do a podcast, and they not really podcast type people or even media type people. So I think that's the biggest mistake, because people like us, we work, our background is radio, and so we kind of know how it go. But just imagine somebody freshly retired from the NBA, and they just get they get a $10 million deal doing a podcast, and it's just like, are people really trying to check for that? Like, I don't know if fans are out here trying to check for LeBron James and Steve Nash. Or let me listen to this JJ Reddit podcast. I'm sure it's probably some basketball nerds and stuff like that do enjoy it, but it just seems like it's so many people out here doing that. Like, I just don't know if it's a true market out there like that. I feel like they just giving money away and not really getting a return on it.
I mean, to be fair, LeBron is like probably the most popular NBA player still. So there's naturally going to be an audience that people just want to listen to whatever he does. As far as JJ Redick, at least he knew ball and he could break things down. Where and he had a decent podcast. He had entertaining guests, but I will say, of all the NBA players that are currently playing, I think the least I would want to listen to is Paul George. And he has a podcast. I don't know who was asking for that. Who wants to hear Paul George's thoughts on anything, man?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand if you got like a little corner pocket that you trying to, do, if you trying to break down film and all that type of stuff. But I just don't know. Like maybe I'm different because I don't know if it's anybody. It's maybe like 3 or 4 people where I'm like, ooh, I would check that out if he did a podcast. But are you trying to listen to the Jadakiss and Fat Joe podcast? Like, I just don't understand who. It seemed like people are just giving the bag out to people because it's Fat Joe. And I'm like, man, like, are fans really trying to listen to Fat Joe and Jadakiss on the podcast once a week or twice a week, whatever the case may be? I just don't know. But for some reason, companies keep giving out these bags to them. So that's why I think Joy Taylor will probably get some, because first of all, she looked good. So they wouldn't mind having her on camera. And I think it'd be a couple companies that'd be like, hey, if you could come under our umbrella or media company, and we'll give you a little something where I think she'd be fine.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I've seen worse get a podcast, so I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, she already has a podcast technically, but with Taylor Rooks, who dipped on her, so now she's doing it solo.
Yeah,
but
and see, and I'm only bringing this up too because I don't know if she's gonna be at Fox Sports forever. I think whenever her contract ends or whenever they decide to, part ways with her, I don't think she's just gonna be, I guess out on the street too much. I think she's gonna bounce back pretty quick.
She's gonna work somewhere. Work somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean, she's already proven she'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I definitely think she's gonna, even if it's like a bar stool or something like that, I think she's gonna find somewhere. Somebody gonna give her some money.
Yeah, she'll team up with Carrie Champion. They'll do what
happened to her, man. Because I thought she was really good on ESPN, and for some reason she took off with was it Jamel Hill, and they did something with TNT, and that was it, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's some theories that ESPN is trying to get rid of all the woke people. That's why they canceled Around the Horn, because it was too many woke people on there spreading their woke politics. And I don't know, man. I don't know if that's true or what. But I don't know. We'll see what Joy Taylor does, man. But I think, back to your podcast point, I think most podcasts just exist for clips. Really, they don't expect anybody to listen to a whole podcast. They just want some viral clips to go out. Because mainly that's how I get my information about most podcasts now, man. I see a clip. I see I haven't listened to a Joe Budden episode in years, man. But I just see the clips go around. I'm like, okay, that's what he thought about this, or that's what they thought about that. That's all I need. I don't need to listen to a whole podcast of Joe Budden and his friends talk about bullshit when I just hear the clips of all the pertinent information of whatever the fuck they're talking about.
And they be posting they be posting like the 13 minutes of it.
Yep.
So you can watch the whole thing and get the takeaway.
Yep. Instead of an hour and 30 minutes, you just fucking little bite-sized clip of 8-10 minutes here, and now I'm done.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So we'll see what happens to her. But other news, we've got we got to talk about Tory Lanez, man. So what's going on with this? I've been tapped in a little bit, but so I hear that, I don't even know if I want to say there's new developments, because from what I understand, nothing has been filed. So nothing is official. I heard rumors of in the next 36 hours, there's going to be proof that Tory Lanez didn't shoot Megan. Well, it's been more than that, and I didn't see anything. But apparently, oh yeah, first we didn't cover this, but Tory Lanez got stabbed in prison.
Yeah.
Like 17 times or something.
Yeah.
And whenever I hear things like that, I'm like, okay, this must be like a fork that they were stabbed with, because I don't know anybody who's been stabbed with a knife 17 times and lived.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got stabbed, which is fucked up.
Nah, it's really
I don't know.
fucked up.
I don't like people making jokes about that shit and saying he deserved it, because I think it's fucked up what happens to people in prison like that. You don't go there to fucking get killed.
Yeah, and not to bring up the crime or the alleged crime he did. Everybody lived, man.
Yeah,
everybody lived. So you mean he deserved that, or he deserved to die when nobody died at all, and it was a, I don't want to say innocent situation, but like everybody is totally fine, man. Everybody else living their life, moving on. So he gotta get stabbed 17 times. Yeah, I ain't agree with all that either.
in general, I don't like when people make light of what happens to men in prison. I don't like the rape jokes. I don't like the get beat up and get stabbed jokes.
Yeah.
I don't think that shit's funny, man. Like, prison is not supposed to be a fucking torture zone for you to go and get fucking tortured, man. It's already bad enough that you're cut off from everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if you do the crime, you gotta do the time, whatever, all that. I agree with that part, but I don't think it should be expected that you should get raped or beat up and damn near killed in prison. That's not what it's for. And if you want that, then you don't want prison. You just want motherfuckers get sent to Guantanamo and get tortured or some shit, man. You don't want prison.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that I thought that was fucked up. But apparently shortly after that, I think his lawyer, Tory Lanez's lawyer, came out and said that Kelsey, I forget her last name or whatever the fuck her name was, but Kelsey, the other woman who was there in the SUV during the time of the incident, is apparently said her bodyguard has come out and said that Kelsey was the one who actually shot Megan in the foot and not Tory. Again, this is just a statement that was made. It was not anything filed to appeal his conviction or anything. So it just kind of seemed like a stunt to me. But people are taking this and running with it, of course. There's a lot of people who just don't believe that Megan was even shot or that she lied about it or who shot her.
Yeah.
And so, Figgy, what are your thoughts on this, man? Do you think Tory innocent? Are you do you want to see the what was that thing he was doing during COVID? That bullshit he was doing.
Quarantine radio.
Yeah, do you want to see quarantine radio again, man? Do you think Tory innocent? Do you want to free him?
Let me be clear. I was not a big Tory Lanez fan. Didn't really care for his music like that. Didn't have an issue with him, but I just wasn't going to his music. But I don't know if he's innocent or not, man. I do think when you look at the charges, he was charged for, having the weapon. I think he had an aggravated assault charge, which is probably the charge for Meg. And look, man, I don't know. I felt like he handled this whole situation wrong to begin with, just with the trial and kind of being a little messy on social media. He was releasing music. I don't want to say he was talking about the situation, but you could tell he was walking around like he was gonna beat this case, man. And I felt like he didn't take it serious at all. And that's part of the reason why he got 10 years. I think if he would have kept his mouth closed, it would have stayed focused. I think he probably would have got out with nothing or at least a little bit of time. But I just think his shenanigans leading up to the trial is the stuff that kind of messed him up a little bit, man. And I think right now, I don't know if he thought this was going to be sweet. Just, let me go through this trial and maybe serve some time and that's it. But with the stabbing and all that stuff, I think his family is probably scared. He's probably scared. And it's probably like, man, I got to get out of here, man. So I think they try to do whatever they can to overturn this, because they were not expecting no 10 years in prison for this. And I think they really dropped the ball on this, man. I think as much like I think we both was on record, felt like he had something to do with this, and he did it. But I don't know if he deserved 10 years for this. I think 10 years was like, wow, like 10 years. I don't feel like that fit the crime to me. I feel like it was a lot of holes in the stories on both sides. I feel like the story was kind of all over the place. I just don't know, just the takeaway from all of this is like, man, this man gets 10 years for this. So that's not me defending him at all. But I always felt like 10 years was a lot. However, all this new evidence with Kelsey and all this stuff, dog, you should have said that from the beginning, man. Like, dog, she cool now, man. Like, you the one fighting for your life. So I just don't have no sympathy for it, man. The way he handled this case, it'd be one thing if he was quiet. And I respect ASAP Rocky for being quiet. ASAP Rocky, I forgot this man was fighting for his life. I totally forgot his trial situation. He did come out with the song kind of talking shit towards Drake with Future, but outside of that, man, he wasn't on here like saying all type of wild stuff where he was very ignorant towards the justice system and all that stuff. And he got out of that situation. I just wish Tory Lanez would have just took this a little more serious. Been a little more buttoned up, and he probably wouldn't even be in jail. I don't know if he would be in jail if he actually took that serious and maybe told what really happened. Like if he didn't, if they had all of this evidence before, like, dog, I would have spoke up. Like, to me, I just don't understand, like, right now, where he's going through the stuff he's going through in jail now, that it's time to speak up and, oh, we got new evidence and all that stuff. I don't know if that's how it works.
Yeah, man, it's not. And it's very strange that, you know, when you say new evidence, it really isn't new evidence. It's just somebody saying some shit. When you look at it, because look, man, this case was tried in court. And do y'all really think that they didn't dust for fingerprints? They did. Like, if Kelsey shot the gun, they would have found out she shot the gun, man. They done got technology to find these things out. They didn't find any evidence of her holding the gun and shooting it. And they have these things called forensics where you can see who was holding what and who was wearing what and what residues on you. And they didn't find this shit. And not to mention, nobody said that in court. She shot him.
So why is everybody saying it now?
We're supposed to expect that. We're supposed to accept the idea that Tory Lanez stood solid and ate this bid for some woman he barely even know because of the street code. Come on, man. And look, I think 10 years is harsh, but the fact is that he got caught having and firing a weapon in a state with very harsh gun laws. So that's just the unfortunate reality of it, man. You should have been in Texas. You might have got it like 2 years, maybe. But you would have been out by now, probably. But it's California, man. That's how they hold it down over there. And I'm just sick of it. I thought the trial and the conviction would be the end of it. But it seems like, and like I said, I think it's fucked up he got stabbed. Yeah. But this campaign against Meg and all this stuff is just getting annoying, man. I already think Megan's career is basically ruined now, honestly. When you really think about it, really since the shooting, what has she done in music that's caught anybody's attention?
It haven't been the same.
Yeah. So I think her career is already kind of fucked up over this whole thing.
Yeah. And then I hate to say it like this, but it's a lot of people that's in the industry feel some type of way about it. So they gonna treat her a certain type of way.
Won't collab with her. Yeah, all this stuff, man. Treating her like Gunna.
Yeah. I seen something recently that it looked like Glorilla unfollowed her on Instagram. She might have posted I don't know if she posted free Tory or she posted a link of the whatever. I don't know. But that type of stuff, man, it's just like, man.
That's whack. They had a good song too, man. That's some bullshit. That's
Go
crazy.
mad. Go mad.
Man,
Go
get him
mad.
glow. Get him glow. Get him glow. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I think they done slid Doechii in the Megan slot for the industry push now. And I think she done been left to, I don't know. I think it might be over for her in music. I seen a new clip of her shaking ass. I'm like, yep, going back to the hits. Play the hits again.
Yeah.
Going back to square one. Here we go.
Damn.
But I think music-wise, it might be kind of over for her. But look, I'm just sick of the whole Tory thing. Like, do your time. It's fucked up. He got stabbed. But if I don't accept this as being some kind of proof that he didn't do it or that Kelsey did it because some dude said she did, it didn't provide any proof for her saying or admitting that she did it.
Yeah.
It's just he said that she told her.
Yeah.
Told him, but no evidence that she told him anything.
And you wait to now to do it.
Exactly. So it was okay when he was doing a 10-year bid, but he got stabbed and now it's gone too far.
Yeah, because if he's in there solid, nothing happening. Like, so everybody would have been quiet.
Yep.
But now that he's not surviving like they thought he was surviving in there, now it's like, man, this ain't fair. We got some new evidence. Hey, this is what happened. It's just like, man, where was this at before? I just think he didn't take this serious, man. Like from the beginning, this whole trial thing, I felt like he looked at it as a joke. And I want to say the judge might have said something like that. Like he didn't take it. They didn't really take it serious like that. So, like I agree with you. It's fucked up. He got stabbed and all that stuff. I don't wish that on nobody. But damn, man, that like you can miss me all that, man. It's a little too late. That's not how the justice system go, man.
Oh yeah, and people got to kill the idea that he got stabbed because of Megan. Because somebody wanted justice for Megan. Whatever he got stabbed for had nothing to do with what he's in jail for.
Yeah. What about the other theory they threw out there that he got stabbed because people knew about the new evidence and they tried to take him out?
Oh, it was Jay-Z that did it.
Rock Nation.
Rock Nation. Jay-Z done pulled in the favor. He hit up Ty and said, "Hey man, make this happen, dog." So he did his Latino connect in prison, and they done made the stabbing happen.
I wonder when people say stuff like this. Do y'all think they going that hard for Meg? We talked about how she kind of been cold a little bit and not really doing the numbers and all that stuff. Haven't had a hit since in a very long time. Do you think they going all out like that over her?
Dog, the idea that Jay-Z and Rock Nation can pull strings to in the government to get people convicted, like they've got connects with judges to get people convicted and juries and lawyers, but they couldn't get Beyonce an album of the year, Grammy until just now. So all this pull that Jay-Z has, he don't use it for his own wife.
or can win a innocent type of award.
Yeah, Jay-Z got nominated 8 times in one Grammy award and didn't win one. 0 for 8, I believe it was. And we're supposed to believe that this man has the pull with judges and lawyers and juries to get Tory Lanez convicted, because this is the top of his priority list of all things he got going on. His number one mission is to make sure Tory Lanez goes to jail.
He's trying to take out Tory Lanez. I don't think he's trying to take out Tory Lanez.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He was gonna buy NBC.
He ain't trying to take out Nas. He ain't trying to take out Dipset and Cameron and Jim Jones, and he ain't trying to take out Game.
Mm-hmm.
All the people we had beef with. But
Yeah.
Tory Lanez,
Tory Lanez was the
I
one,
need
man.
I need somebody to stab him 17 times. I need you to take him out.
Dame Dash, you done been on a tour talking shit about Jay.
And fighting with the damn masters. With his part of the reasonable
Yep.
doubt masters.
Of all people that have
somebody
killed, I would think
Oh,
Dame Dash would be at the top.
That's somebody to take out, man. This ain't like he kind of been a thorn in his ass a little bit.
Yep.
I would try to take out Dame Dash.
Yeah, nah, there's been all kind of accusations. Number one target will probably be Kanye because of what Kanye said about his kids. So if Jay-Z was really going to have anybody killed, even Kanye made a joke about that. He was like, it would suck that Jay-Z has to kill me, but I guess it has to be done. But if Jay-Z had to pull to kill anybody, I would think number one would be Kanye. Number two, maybe Dame Dash. Because Dame Dash had tried to imply some shit with the whole Aaliyah thing and the R. Kelly thing and trying to involve Jay-Z in that.
Yeah.
Shit, I would think he would be knocked off before Tory Lanez. But hey, I guess for some reason, his main beef is with Tory and he wants him killed in prison for some reason. I guess he wanted to buy title. I don't know.
Well, he did stab over some records.
Yeah, that's true because he leaked out his worst album. Maybe the leaked version was better. I don't know. Maybe they changed it. But he did stab a man because he leaked Blueprint. Not Blueprint. It was the Volume 3.
Oh, was it Volume 3?
It was Volume 3. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he mad everybody saw how ass it was, but yeah. So
damn.
Yeah, we'll see how the thing. Like I said, I thought this whole thing was over with the conviction, but I guess it's just never going to end.
No, they're going to keep bringing it up whenever they can. And I think I saw Drake post a free Tory petition they got going on.
Yeah,
I'm like, that is pathetic, man. Y'all acting like this Martin Luther King or some shit, or Mandela or something.
Yeah,
like come on, man. Like, there's other people in there that's totally innocent, I'm sure. And we over here going crazy over Tory Lanez.
Any person that gets charged or that's really what I feel like. Music and rap is just fucked up everybody's brains, man. Sometimes I feel like it was one of the worst things that happened to us because we done made celebrities out of the worst kinds of people, honestly. Yeah. And now we have these people get support publicly for the fucked up shit they do. And you see it with Diddy. You see it with Tory. It's like, I don't think they're on the same level, of course, but you just see it in general with these things, man. Even Young Thug, like, we going to act like he was a good person. Yeah. Just because we liked his music. He was trying to have people killed, man. He did have people killed.
That brother was in the streets.
Yes. He was literally running the game and rapping about it. So yeah, we done made the worst people the celebrities of our culture, and it's kind of disgusting. But what can you do, man? The world is ending anyway, so fuck it. Another beef we've got going on. The WNBA has started.
Yeah,
and right back where we ended it, we've got the Race to War 2025 picking up again.
Magic versus Bird.
Magic versus Bird, but it's more like Bird versus Sam Cassell, maybe. I don't know. Like, who's like maybe Darko Milicic.
This is Bird versus Ben Wallace.
Yeah, that's actually pretty much now. But Leon Wallace was a good defender.
Yeah,
though.
He was in the MVP race at one point, which is crazy to think of it like that. But he was solid.
Who was the softest big man? Sean, well, that's white. Who was the softest black big man you could think of?
Michael Oliver Candy.
Yeah, Oliver Candy. Yeah, maybe him. Maybe the dude, what's his name?
Greg Oden.
Nah, not him. He was good. He just got injured.
Yeah.
Kwame Brown.
Yeah,
might be Kwame Brown, like Stephen A. Smith say. Kwame Brown.
He's a bona fide scrub. He's
His hands are too little to grab the ball. Like, damn. So yeah, this might be Bird versus Kwame Brown. But anyway, we've got a beef. The Indiana Fever played, I forget what, the Spark?
The Chicago Sky.
Chicago Sky, that's right. And apparently there was an altercation on the court between Caitlyn and Angel Reese.
Yeah.
And things got heated. And of course, all the hot takes and think pieces came out of that. People saying that Angel Reese, one particular person who got a lot of flack for it, Robert Griffin III, made a statement essentially saying that it's obvious, he's saying, quote, it's obvious that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, like really hates her. You know, he's basically just saying that she obviously hates him, hates her, and has a lot of haters ball. And people got very upset with that, including Ryan Clark, who stood up as the defender of Black women. Despite the fact, and I thought this was interesting, by the way, sidebar, he had that guy, what's his name, that controversial comedian, Andrew Schultz.
Oh, yeah.
And Andrew Schultz actually brought a good point up when he talked about how Ryan Clark will defend Black women, but he will have athletes on who have abused Black women and been in domestic incidents, and he'll have them on and treat them like they're cool and not even ask them about it. And that's one thing I think is interesting, and he kind of got him on that.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think Ryan Clark has found his angle that he wants to use as a protector of all things women and Black. So applaud him for that. But he did go at Robert Griffin III. He did say that, basically he hasn't had a conversation with a Black woman since he came out of one, and that he's obsessed with his white wife. He brought up his wife, who is, to be fair, she is like a Russian or somewhere in that Russia area. She's not like an American, European white, but she is white.
Yeah.
And apparently he brought up how he's his white wife and how he loves making milk jokes and all this racial stuff. And then people done dug up the tweets, like a lot of tweets of him talking about milk.
Yeah.
Milk this, milk that, milk. A lot of milk going on. It's kind of crazy. Some of the stuff was crazy, man. I didn't even think anything of it when it first, because I probably didn't even see it. I don't follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
But it kind of got crazy to a point where it looked like a fetish that he got going on.
Yeah,
his wife
it's 100% a fetish.
How would you think if your father called your mother a glass of milk? Like, would you want to hear that shit?
Yeah.
They got kids together, man. Like, this is a legit family, mother and husband and wife.
Yeah. I don't even like when people say red bowl. I got a red bowl.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like to say that.
Yeah. There's some sick color fascination and fetish going on with that. But yeah, he made a lot of milk jokes, and Ryan Clark talked about that too, how when they worked together, he made a lot of milk references and jokes about his wife, and he thought that was weird. So they've been going back and forth. RG3 said, what's up?
Ocita.
I don't want to mess up that. Ocita, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, Ocita, my guy. He actually worked at the station with us.
A word?
Yeah, salute to Ocita, man.
What's going on, dog? Have I met you? Maybe not. Probably haven't been there in a while.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, the RG3 whole thing, man. So basically, they've been going back and forth. I think Ryan Clark did kind of apologize for bringing his wife into it. I saw that today. He did make a post or a video saying he regrets that part. RG3 said that Ron Clark took it too far, bringing his family into it. Figgy, what is your thought about this beef? Do you think that Ryan Clark went too far, or did you think that RG3 went too far in his critique of Angel Reese?
So I think I'm gonna start with RG3. I'm gonna try to go in order with this. So RG3 was talking about the stuff that happened on the court, and I think it's fair. Like, if he pretty much said Angel Reese don't like Caitlin Clark, which, I mean, that's his opinion. So I'm fine with that. You could disagree with it if you want, but honestly, I actually agree with it. I feel like they don't like each other, but that's what he said. The only thing I don't really agree with RG3, what he said in his video was he made it seem like Angel Reese was about to get up and sucker punch. He actually said she was about to get up and sucker punch Caitlin Clark. So I'm like, where did that come from? Like we saw her get up. Come on, man. Like, when was the last time you seen somebody get up and sucker punch somebody after a hard foul?
Draymond, probably a couple months ago.
Yeah. Like, do you think that, it's like, I saw that video so many times. That was the last thing I thought she was about to do. If anything, I felt like she was selling wolf tickets a little bit. Angel Reese wasn't about to do nothing, man. She's just about to probably get in her face. They was going to push back and forth and all that stuff and separate. You think she's about to get up off the ground, go over there and sucker punch her? I just, to me, I felt like he was a little out of bounds with that, a little dramatic with that. I just didn't see that. But everything else, I felt like that was his opinion. He kept it on the court, and I don't think maybe he tried to make it a black or white thing. I don't know, but I felt like he pretty much kept it on the court. As far as Ryan Clark, me personally, I think bringing up anybody's wife is a red flag. I don't care what it is, man, unless you said salute to his wife. She's a lovely lady. But a lot of people don't like that at all, man. A lot of people don't want you saying anything about their wife or family, especially if that's not the topic. So I think, although I don't think Ryan Clark said anything bad as far as his wife, I don't think he disrespected his wife or tried to, insult her or anything like that. He was actually giving her praise because he said he met her and said she was a nice lady. But just in general, as a man, you don't want to, if you disagreeing with me on something and you pretty much disrespected me at this point, pretty much calling me out on my black card, don't sit here and bring my wife into it, man. To me, I just feel like that's a no-no. And also, right there, I think it was clear as day that Ryan Clark had an issue with RG3. This was not even have to do with Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. I think it would have been better if RG3 just started this off pretty much like a Tupac song, like a hit 'em up song, pretty much saying, hey, this dude is fucking corny. I never liked working with this dude at ESPN. I ain't like him as a team. If he would have started with that and then said, look, he got a white wife. He don't know nothing about being around black women, or he don't know nothing about, if he would have went that route, then I probably would have been like, damn, he just going all in. I wouldn't have said he was wrong for it. That's how he feel. But the way Ryan Clark went about it was he tried to sound so intelligent and he tried to break up all this stuff, but you really attacking him, man. And it's like, dog, he ain't say nothing about you. He ain't say nothing that was out of bounds for real. So I think that's where Ryan Clark kind of fucked up with it.
Yeah. Look, the whole thing about his wife, I don't think need to be said. You could say it's weird. I have a few thoughts about this, man. Number one, I think people need to be a little less, if they want the WNBA to grow like the NBA is right now, there's a lot of shit talking in the NBA, man. That's what makes the NBA Twitter so fun. Everybody can get it on any given night. I don't care if let LeBron have a bad game. The meme's going to go crazy. So I think when it comes to this, people are so sensitive about any critique about Angel Reese or any player that goes against Caitlin Clark, that the criticism, they get too sensitive over it. And they assume it's something anti-black. And it's like, you never hear that in the NBA, really. You saw Draymond try to pull that card and everybody laughed in his face.
Yeah.
Don't try to make me the angry black man. Well, if you said that about Angel Reese, they would actually defend that and say, y'all are trying to dog her. She's this beautiful black woman, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about the court and the game and how she acts and how she plays. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're not talking about what she does outside. We're not talking about her as a person, and I'm sure she's a great person and does a lot for the community. But in general, like, we're talking about the court and the game and people are just too sensitive when it comes to WNBA criticism. They can't really be honest, and that's what hurts the game as well. I don't think what RG3 look, if RG3 said that about the men, any man in the NBA, nobody would have cared.
Yeah.
I think Draymond hates Rudy Gobert. Would anybody care about that if he said that?
Nah.
But it was made up to be a huge thing. And I didn't think it was really worth all the fucking dialogue. We didn't have to get Janelle Hill talking about all this shit. Like, give it a break, man. All right. On to the next game.
The foul wasn't even worth talking about, man.
Yes.
Like, it was a hard foul. Like, play ball, man.
Yes.
I'm actually disappointed in Angel Reese for reacting the way she had. Girl, play ball, man. Like, what is you doing, man? Just play ball. Like, get her back for like, you give her a hard foul next time. Play ball. That shit drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's a little bit too. They get too dramatic, man. This is the problem people have watching women in sports. Like, just play on. There's a certain when men do it, it's like men can be very dramatic, and we see that all the time in the NBA. But also, I think there's a sense of, all right, fuck it. You know, in two plays, it's already kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
But here it just kind of lingers on. And it's, if you're trying to grow this game and grow the critique and the discussion of it, you got to let these things slide and just go with it. But yeah, I think Ryan Clark, I think he's gotten into a space where he just says certain things because it's the right thing to say with a certain crowd of people. And I don't even know if he believes this stuff, because if you look at the type of player that Ryan Clark was, he's had probably the craziest rebrand since Michael Strahan. Think about how Michael Strahan was with the media and how he played football and how he comes across now on daytime TV. That's kind of like how Ryan Clark comes across now when he talks about Black issues and all this stuff. And we remember the type of player you were, man. You had no regard for your fellow Black man when you was out there with the Steelers, man. So I don't know where this came from. Yeah. But
and they had to bring up that his first baby mother is white.
Yeah. And that's the problem too,
see,
because
why, like, nobody would have brought that up if you ain't bring up that
exactly.
Wife.
And look, you could say that RG3 has some issue with Black women, but if you imply that he can't comment on a Black woman because he has a white wife or anything like that, that's a dangerous road to go down, because you don't want to have the conversation about why so many Black athletes seem to be in interracial relationships, including Ryan Clark himself. And he had to admit it like he was confessing to a crime.
Yeah. And admit it. He just pretty much talked about his daughter.
Yeah.
He just talked about his daughter, his biracial daughter.
Exactly. I had this talk with my mother as well, because she has this thing where she doesn't like Jordan Peele, because Jordan Peele has like a white wife, so she don't want to see his pro-Black movies. And I'm like, I tell her, look, you can't discount a Black person's view because they have a white partner, because if you do that, you have to discount a lot of activists in the history of Black activist movements that have been with people who are not Black.
Malcolm X.
Yes, like a lot of people, man. So you have to separate these things, and you can't assume that it's just slippery slope in general. You can't discount anybody's opinion on being Black because they have a white husband or wife, because we're all Black at the end of the day. We all go through the same type of shit, and I think everybody should have a voice. I don't think you should have a voice on Black relationships if you're with a white person. Personally, that's just how I feel. I feel like you shouldn't be intervening. You shouldn't have a hot takes about Black man, Black woman if you're not in that type of relationship.
Yeah.
But in general, it's slippery slope, man. I don't like how people use that and how people kind of weaponize that to imply that you're not Black, or you don't have, your opinion is worthless because your wife is white, or you have half white kids, whatever. I don't like that part of it.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm not going to defend RG3 because I think he is corny.
Yes.
So whatever he gets, I'm not mad at it.
I think Ryan Clark would have been better off just going in on RG3, man. Not
Yeah.
Don't even make it about Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, man. Just go in like, man, I ain't commenting on this corny ass dude I used to work with at ESPN who always talking about milk and his white wife and all this stuff. Like I would have he would have been better off just going in on him like that and not even making it about Angel Reese and all that stuff, because now everybody is looking at Ryan Clark as, first of all, always bringing race into it. As everybody always say, why you got to bring race into it? And now people looked up and say, oh, your first baby mama is white. So should you be commenting on this too? So yeah, nah, it's a little sleepy. And just in general, to be honest, man, I ain't bringing up nobody's wife. I don't care who it is, unless their wife is like a celebrity and it's news there or something like that. But like, I don't think his wife is in the spotlight and nothing like that.
I mean, she does the podcast with him. I saw the podcast he did with Reggie Bush, and it was actually a pretty good one. He talked about a lot of shit. He talked about getting robbed and the whole situation about when that happened. But his wife seemed like she's cool, man. She don't seem like him. She don't seem like she's trying to fetishize being with a black dude or anything like that. She kind of seemed like she real chill and just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think she's really worth bringing this into.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a weird one, I think, out of them, because he's the one always talking about the milk. I don't see her talking about chocolate milk or anything like that. I don't see any type of shit like that from her. I think that's a thing that he does and he likes.
Yeah, I think Ryan Clark should have just quoted the great Rob Parker and said, this is just a corny brother.
It's crazy that Ron Parker got fired for that.
Yes.
Rob Parker, I mean.
Rob Parker, yeah.
Yeah, because look, I mean, we all understood what he was saying. I wonder if I think if he said that about an NBA player, or if he said it about LeBron, he would have been fine. But the fact that he said it about the NFL player, they got scared.
Yeah.
In RG3, it was looking like he was going to be the next Michael Vick at that point. You know, he was really good at that time.
Yeah, he pretty much got fired for a dude that was good for 3 years.
Yeah, maybe. Really, it was really one really good year.
Yeah, good rookie year.
Yeah, but same as Kaepernick, really, but we won't talk about that anyway. But yeah, it's crazy he got fired for that shit, man. Because I think if you said that today, nobody really care.
Yeah,
but yeah, so that's where it stands with the with that beef. I'm sure we'll see more Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark hot takes as soon as the next 5 minutes on Twitter. So be ready for it.
Yeah, no, they was already giving the hot takes already with the because I guess they played again. And Angel Reese, I think they pulled up her stats. Angel Reese had like no points, with like 12 rebounds, and she missed like all her shots within the paint right there. And so they was kind of clowning her. So people was like, oh, why y'all ain't pull up Caitlin Clark number? She had a bad game too, which was like, I think she had like 10 points or something like that.
Because Caitlin Clark is shooting from 3. Angel Reese is shooting from 2 feet from the basket and can't make it in. In her own, she's grabbing her own rebounds.
Yeah, like 9 offensive rebounds from her.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
I ain't gonna lie, it don't look pretty either, man.
Yeah, like, her game is just
don't look pretty.
I honestly was really hoping she'd work on her game and it will look a lot more aesthetically pleasing, because she is a big star. Yeah, you could say for the right or wrong reasons, but she is a star in the league. And I think if you're trying to showcase this league to people who love basketball, it would be wrong to show you Angel Reese at this point right now, because she will make you want to change the channel the way she plays in general.
Yeah,
but yeah, nothing against her though, man. I wish the best for her.
She's shooting like Joakim Noah out here. He had a little more shot than her.
He did. She's more like Birdman. Remember him? He got banned from the league, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah. Have you been following? Have all the New Orleans inmates been captured? I haven't kept up with it. I saw most of them had last time I checked. I think maybe 2 were still out. Are they captured now?
The last thing I seen was I want to say it was 5 on the loose. I think it was 5 on the loose. The last thing I saw. So I'm not sure.
5 on the loose. So I haven't really been following it. I think it's interesting how all of them got out and they left a note saying it was easy to get out. But my question to you is, what would you have done differently if you were in a situation? Because I don't really care about them getting caught and being brought back. But the interesting thing to me is thinking, okay, if you were in prison and got out, what would you do to stay out? Because I feel like a lot of these dudes were real stupid and just went to places where they could easily get caught. Probably went back home. Went back home and shit.
Somebody was on Instagram Live like, yeah, I'm fresh out.
Yeah, they were making videos and shit like they ain't got geo-tracking on these fucking phones, man.
Yeah.
So let's say Figgy Fig done caught a case and went to prison and you done escaped like Annie Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption, covered in shit but free. What is your next move after you get out of prison, man? What are you doing? Where are you going? Are you going to contact your people and let them know you're okay? Or are you going to go ahead and just go ghost Patrick Swayze?
That's a little tricky too, because like I would want to contact my family and let them know what's going on. But at the same time, I don't want to put them in trouble either, where they because they could get that shit could get the family caught up too. So I wouldn't want my family to know where I'm at or have any idea where I'm at and get them in trouble. So I will, in a perfect world, I would like to call somebody to say, hey, I need you to drive whatever you can. I need you to drive me to Mexico or across the border somewhere. I need to get with somebody, get a fake ID, fake pass, all this stuff, and try to get the hell out of the US of A. That would be probably my first plan. But thinking about it, because a lot of people have been having this conversation too. I think it's tough for them guys because they ain't got no money. They broke as hell. They have nothing. So how the hell you gonna get to Mexico, or how you gonna get far away and not be seen ever again? So I think that's the tough part. So if I'm in there doing life and it's no way in hell I have a chance of getting out, at that point I'm just like, man, let me get some good food. Let me hook up with some girls while I'm out here. I'm gonna get caught anyway. I ain't got nowhere to go. So let me just have a good time, and then I'll probably walk myself back to jail just to prevent all the issues. I mean, it seemed like that's what they're doing. I don't think they trying to.
Yeah.
I don't think they trying to flee the country or nothing. It seemed like they just out there kicking it. Somebody was in the French Quarters. I'm like, okay, y'all just go on the Bourbon Street and get you a hurricane, then just have a good time, and then you get caught. Because it seemed like these dudes ain't trying to flee nowhere for real.
Yeah,
and even the way they ran out like it was recess. It was recess in elementary school. They just kind of ran out like, hey, we out. Man, if this was a calculated plan to get the hell out the country, man, you would have a girl right there in some type of Corvette or some shit. You'll put a wig and some glasses on to try to get up out of there.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I don't know what I would do. I would probably just try to live it up like you said. But then how do you do that when you have no money? So exactly. That's the problem, man. Yeah. They probably got out and figured this shit sucks. I can't do nothing. I can't drive nothing. I don't have no money. Fuck it, I'm going back.
Yeah, I guess the best bet was to go back to the hood.
Yep.
Just kick it with the homies one last time, get fresh, and then head back.
It is interesting that it feels like they caught these guys faster than they caught the guy who shot the CEO. Remember that?
Yeah.
The CEO guy just turned himself in, basically. He was at a McDonald's and told the people who he was, and they done called the police.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they would ever have caught him. They was taking so long for that shit.
Whole case.
Yeah. But with these guys, it seems like it was very quick. So
Yeah.
I guess they probably just made one stop up. Here he is. Went to his mama's house, of course.
Yep.
But so yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see people break out in this fashion, but it's also not surprising that they got caught this quick.
Yeah.
Like
It's funny. People was doing parlays on who's going to be the last man standing, and they had my man. I was actually going with this guy too, Derek Groves.
Mhm.
Dude looked like he ain't about to get caught, but they showed a surveillance camera of 3 of the guys that were still currently loose, all together. I'm just like, man, they just out here kicking it, man. They ain't even trying to leave New Orleans.
Yeah, they didn't care. They didn't care. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a interesting story, but I'm also not surprised. It reminds me of that. Remember Dave Chappelle had a skit, I think season 1 of Chappelle's show, where he played Miss Cleo, where he wasn't a fortune teller, he was just racist. He was like, he called a guy, and the guy was like, man, am I gonna get out of jail? What's my future? And she was like, or he was like, oh, I see it now. You're free. You're out of jail. You're free as a bird. Up. I'm seeing it. 2 days later, you're right back in the jail.
Yeah, I remember that. You said 2 days later, you are right back in the
You're
mother.
right back in the jail. That's what I thought of immediately when I saw this jailbreak. I'm like, yeah, they're going right back. But I'm sure they have fun for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And last but not least, maybe, what have you thought? I've not kept up with this at all. Joey Badass versus the West Coast. There's more rap beef going on. Personally, I've never been a Joey Badass fan. I've never purposely sought out his music at all. I don't even like his name. I think it's stupid. But apparently, he has gone on a mission dissing West Coast artists. He's even dissing Kendrick. And now a lot of Drake fans are calling for Kendrick to respond to Joey Badass, since apparently it's all about the art and it's all about the spirit of battle. They want to see Kendrick battle Joey Badass, which really they don't. They just want to make an argument for it.
That's all it is. They just want to make an argument. They need to make an argument about Drake responding to Pusha T. If they want to be for real.
Yeah.
He ain't responding
about that. And how many people have dissed Drake and never got a response? Joe Budden released an EP basically of Drake disses and never got a response in a real song. At least not the way he went at Meek and Kendrick.
He ain't get like a specialized diss song.
Yeah, he got a couple throwaway bars and a few songs, and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but have you been following this? And if you have been, what are your thoughts on it, man?
I have not been following this. I was an okay Joey Badass fan. His early stuff was cool, but I kind of stopped following him a lot. But I'm looking at all of these songs that happened throughout this whole. It had, I think it's about 15 songs, man. 15 songs within like a week, I want to say. So there's no way I'm keeping up with it. I did listen to some of it. Some of it was cool, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I wasn't really familiar with Ray Vaughn. That's who the cat is. He was going after. I'm not too familiar with him. Honestly, I'm not too familiar with none of these West Coast dudes, man. They're a little too much in the sticks for me. But yeah, I think it's cool that it's staying kind of rap. It's not getting too messy. I think it started getting a little messy towards the end. They start bringing up the Diddy parties and all that stuff. Oh, you was at the Diddy party and Kendrick was at the Diddy, all that other stuff. But I think it's fine. But I'm not invested in it, man. I'm actually rap beef out. Like I don't want to keep going through this with rap beef. I feel like anybody else that's beefing with each other ain't nowhere near what Kendrick and Drake was. So I'm not too invested with it. But the only thing that was funny out of this one was so it's a rapper. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It looked like he got some type of I don't know if it's like an African name or something. But he he was on the song, the Kendrick song Peekaboo on the Kendrick album.
GNX.
GNX. He was on that album on the song Peekaboo. And Joey Badass pretty much was rapping in the song. I'm trying to find his damn name. What is that dude?
I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Is
as Cheek. I don't know how to pronounce that either. As Cheek. I don't know.
Yeah. So Joey Badass pretty much called them ass cheeks. So he said some nigga named Ass Cheeks now coming at me. I thought that was hilarious, man. So now I can't even see that dude name. His name always gonna look like Ass Cheeks.
Yeah, man.
But outside of that, man, I mean, salute to them for doing all this rapping and all that stuff. But I don't know. I will say this though. Speaking of how they was going back and forth, how I mentioned they dropped like 15 songs. I kind of miss the old days, man, where you had to wait like a year to hear somebody else respond, and it was on the album, because you wasn't getting all this with Jay-Z and Nas. Remember with Jay-Z and Nas, it was like 7 to 8 months before you heard something, and then you got to wait till Jay-Z drop his album Blueprint 2, or not the Blueprint 2, but Blueprint, and there's like, oh shit, he going that Nas on Takeover. So to me it's a little overwhelming, just them just dropping back to back with you. Like the song you can't even sit and really enjoy the song like that, because you just listening to what they saying, and then now it's another one. I feel like back in the day they used to just let the beef songs and all that stuff cook a little bit, and then they give the other person time to come out with they diss song. So I kind of miss that moment a little bit. I know we in a different moment where you want the shit right now and it's old, or if you don't get it right now it's old, but it's a little too overwhelming, because let's say Joey Badass dropped one song dissing somebody, and you got that song for like let's say, I would say 3 months. Let's say a good 3 months that song playing. And then so the other person that he's dissing, they decide to drop an album, and then a song, or the first track on the song on the album, they dissing Joey Badass. And you like, oh shit. So it's kind of giving you a little time to marinate on it. But now, I'm looking at all this, I'm like, I ain't got time to listen to all this.
I think personally it's better, but it's only better this way with the more immediate releases, when it's artists you care about. Like, look, Drake and Kendrick would have sucked if we had to wait 3 to 6 months between like Push-Ups, Euphoria, 616, and L. Like, imagine if we had to wait till they released albums to hear these songs. I would have been heated. I'm like, damn, this beef done took 2 years, 3 years, but we got it very quickly, and that's what made it pop, and that's what made it exciting. Every day you didn't know, like, it's going to be a new track today. You were thinking, like, who's going to drop today? Who's going to drop? Is Kendrick going to drop? Is Drake going to drop? That's what made it fun. When it comes to this, with lower rappers who you don't really care about, yeah, you're not going to be checking everything. And when it comes out this quick, you just don't care, because it feels like homework at that point. You're like, oh, I got to hear this song first and then hear this song next. Like, I don't really care about Joey Badass like that, to hear the chronological order of this beef and whatever the fuck it is. I do think it's interesting that as soon as the West Coast gets any kind of life, it's immediately beef again. Like, this is why y'all fell off in the first place, man. Immediately, as soon as anybody in New York and the West Coast gets popping, they want to start up the fucking coast beef again, the war. Like, we done had niggas killed over this shit. Y'all ain't had enough yet. I know it's been 30 years, but come on.
Yeah, I ain't ready for no East Coast versus West Coast. And clearly, East Coast dudes, they just let Joey go at it. And it looked like people are siding with Joey a little bit in this beef, saying he's kind of getting the best out of all of them. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, I ain't trying to hear all this. The other thing I do miss too, and this ain't never gonna happen, But remember how artists used to go to the radio stations and do live
Yeah.
interviews,
Yeah.
or they do live freestyles, and they just like, man, that dude, that dude Joey Badass is trash, and they just kind of going all in. I think that was a major part of the beef too, man, because I did mention, waiting for them this song or the shots on the song to come on the album, but in the middle of all of that, you do have the interviews and them being on Hot 97 and Jay-Z doing a freestyle going is like, oh, he talking shit to Nas, and you do have all of that in the middle where the random freestyles and stuff like that. But yeah, as far as the Joey Badass situation, I'm just like, man, it's too much going on. I don't know. The West Coast, that's the part that's irritating me, because I don't know none of these dudes, man. I don't know who these cats are. So I'm like, who is this guy? Like, maybe you could listen to somebody and become a fan. But at my age, the way I am with music now, I ain't got time to be trying to listen to some dudes I don't even know who they are like when they in diss mode.
And I just don't like the modern West Coast style of rapping, really, man. Like, I didn't think any of the features Kendrick had on his album were good. Personally, there's nobody who was like, I want to hear more of this guy. Some of them were okay, but none of them were like people I wanted to hear again in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really care for the West Coast style, their production. Even though I did like GNX, I like the album and how it sounded, but in general, I'm not a fan of that style, really. In New York, which has no style right now, I don't know what they just copycat everything that's hot.
Yeah, they doing drill music pretty much.
Yeah.
So they ain't start from them.
So I don't know. It's just, who gives a shit at this point? It is interesting that none of these coasts ever diss the South. You never hear any New York or West Coast rapper diss anybody from Atlanta or anybody from Houston or the South in general.
Yeah.
I mean, the South just beef with the South
in
general, but
we got our own situation going on down here.
You don't ever hear no New York rapper diss Young Thug or anybody who's popping in Atlanta. So pretty interesting.
I feel like too, a lot of people come to the South and see how it is, where it's just like, man, I might not know who this person is, but this motherfucker right here is independent, and driving a Rolls Royce. Like, who the fuck is this? And it's like, damn, I don't even know who this cat is, and he out here making money, and everybody down here know who he is. So I just feel like the South is a whole nother world, because even like New York people, a lot of those New York people moved to LA. So it's pretty familiar there, but in the South, man, I feel like it's a bunch of independent type shit, man. It's not I feel like it's not the same as like New York or the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I got distracted. I'm watching the Spice Girls video behind you, dog.
Oh, really?
The Spice Girls is something people don't even understand how big that was back in the day. You can't even explain to people at this point.
Yeah.
I remember my sister was a big fan. They had a Spice Girls video game, and we rented it one time because she wanted to play it. They had Spice Girls. They had a Spice Girl movie.
Damn.
They had Spice Girl everything, man. And
are they still around? Like, I mean, obviously they probably not making no hits or nothing, but how crazy would it be if they decide to do a tour?
Pretty crazy, because nobody would go.
You don't think because I feel like with I guess tour like artists back in that time, I feel like some of the people that's a little bit older than us that actually grew up to it would try to go to that tour. Like right now, the MILFs and all that shit, I feel like they will go, because you still see New Kids on the Block?
Yeah, they do tour still.
Yeah, you still see people breaking their neck to try to go see New Kids on the Block, and I remember I think Boyz II Men was on that tour.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys toured too.
Yeah, so I wonder if you throw them in that and kind of in that same type of tour, I wonder what people be like, oh shit, the Spice Girls, because I felt like I never really heard from the Spice Girls in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I know Mel B is like the most famous one to me because she married Eddie Murphy and all that. But yeah, I don't know, man. It might do numbers in Europe. I know they were bigger over there, but
Yeah, yeah,
to me, it's just depressing to see people from that era now because you just see they're old and fat. And you see, like, I know you've seen that clip of Bobby Brown dancing.
yeah.
Dog, it's so depressing, man. It's like we're all gonna look like that. Oh fuck.
I think honestly, I think that's the more normal way to look when you get older.
Yeah, I'm not mad at them for still performing and doing what they love, but just when you think of Bobby Brown in his prime, you look at him now, he's playing the same songs, and it's like, oh man, you look like
Can't really sing.
yeah, can't dance, got a big ass beer belly that look like he pregnant.
Yeah,
Like, oh man, I know you've been through a lot, so I don't want to diss him because look, he's been through a lot.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just a reminder of me, like, look, we're all getting old and we're all gonna fucking die one day. That's what I think of when I see 90s artists performing now. I'm like, ugh.
yeah,
But
yeah, man.
what can you do?
Yeah, yeah, but I'm trying to see what the Spice Girls doing now, man.
It would be crazy if they were touring right now. You're like, whoops.
They still have a website. They got a website.
Crazy. Let me look at them up on Wikipedia. What's the last song they put out? What's the last album they made? A tour in 2019.
Where was this tour at? Was it like a US tour or
it was a UK tour?
See, I wonder if it would do numbers here. I wonder if a lot of people, if they came to the US to tour.
Dog, see, dog, they were huge in Europe. Look at this. They played at Wembley Stadium, London. 220,000 fans across 13 sold-out dates. The tour produced almost 700,000 spectators and earned $78.2 million in ticket sales. $78 million in tickets. So yeah, they are huge, but I don't think they would do nearly that amount here.
Really? Okay. The reason I'm asking, I'm just wondering what's the demand, because I remember their music back then as a kid, but I kind of used to laugh at the music a little bit because I thought it was kind of funny, but I wonder how big they were if they was to come here to do like one tour, or if people be like, nah, kind of like an old has been.
I never even heard of this tour, but look, on November 10th, 2018, several ticket-selling websites such as Ticketmaster and C-Tickets crashed due to the overwhelming volume of people attempting to buy tickets. Ticketmaster later stated that at one point, over 700,000 fans were simultaneously attempting to purchase tickets, making it their busiest sale ever.
Damn.
So at one point, 700,000 people were trying to buy tickets at the same time for the Spice Girls. I can't see that happening in America, man. Damn. I don't think anybody here really gives a shit to that degree.
Was this their recent?
That's bigger than Taylor Swift, it seems like, man. That was 2019.
Damn, and they wasn't.
So it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, and they ain't had no hit in 2019, did they?
Their last album came out in 2009. Wait, okay, that's tour. Their last album came out in 2000. So their last new music was 19 years old when they went on this tour, and they sold out Wembley Stadium.
Yeah,
crazy, man.
That is crazy because that's 20 years ago, man. Like 20 years ago from when they were relevant.
Yep. That's insane. So I guess it had been a long time since they had been touring. I think their last tour before that was 2007 to 2008. So it had been like 10 years, more than 10 years since they last toured. So
yeah, I'm looking at this too. This that Spice World Tour.
Mm-hmm.
It said attendance is almost 700,000, and they made,
that's crazy, man.
Office, they made $78 million.
Dog, they closed the fucking. I'm looking at the set list. They closed it with "Wannabe."
Do you want
their biggest hit?
I
hate when people do that. They make you wait for the one song you really want to hear.
Yeah.
The song, like, imagine fucking going to see Michael Jackson. You got to fucking, actually, I know what his biggest hit would be. Imagine going to see Tommy Richmond. You got to wait for him to play fucking $1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
A 2-hour long concert he played at the very end.
Yeah. No, I never forget. So Big Big Tuck. He was actually performing at a club in Cleveland one time. And it was a club in the hood too. And I was there. And I remember everybody was just waiting to hear the one song. To get money, because we gonna get money. Boys fresh, young, this money. And he was performing everything but that. And niggas was just waiting around. And once he performed that song, everybody went up and they tried to perform some new shit. Everybody dipped.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to perform this song of my new album.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. With all due respect, you know what we came for. Just play the hits. Please.
Damn, they made that shit. Spice Girls made a lot of fucking money off of this.
That's
shit,
crazy, man.
Crazy.
I'm surprised they didn't try to run it back. I mean, damn, these numbers are insane.
Yeah. Damn, that is crazy.
Oh, and it wasn't even all of them. One of them was missing. Posh Spice, Victoria Beckham. She didn't do it. I wonder why.
Damn.
I guess she's she's like an actress, I guess, or some shit. I guess she does something else. But yeah, she didn't go on tour. Here's the reason. She opted not to participate in the reunion, choosing to focus on her fashion label instead. When the American television presenter Ellen DeGeneres asked her why she chose not to join with the other Spice Girls for the reunion, she said, "It just didn't feel like the right thing to do. But I'll always be Posh Spice." Okay, I figured like there was something more behind the scenes than that, but okay, maybe the money wasn't right.
Yeah, and that was Posh Spice.
Yeah.
Okay, her real name is Victoria Caroline Beckham. She ain't married to the Beckham.
Is she? Is she married to David Beckham?
Is that yeah, she is.
Yes. Okay, that's why she don't need the money.
No wonder she don't want to fucking go on tour. I wouldn't want to do it either.
That's like when do you remember Stacy Keibler, who was in the WWE?
Yeah.
How
old fake girlfriend or whatever.
Yes, she dated George Clooney, and you never saw her again. And she didn't even marry him. She just dated him for a long time, and you never saw her. She wouldn't even mention wrestling. All that shit was over with. Yeah. Same thing. I didn't even know she married to David Beckham. Yeah, that explains it.
No, it makes sense now.
Yep.
That's crazy. Damn, man. Everybody got them a little Spice Girl. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, dog. This is I wonder if their whole group was just an experiment to get them some rich ass husbands. I wonder who else. What else they doing? I know people tune into us to see Spice Girls updates, so we're definitely feeding the audience here.
Damn, man. Are they on Instagram? I'm about ready to follow them now.
Hey, man. I have to. But that's just crazy, man. So, yeah, I guess they are out there. They did make some money before breaking up again, probably.
I would like to see them attempt to do a tour in the U.S. just to kind of see how it would come out.
I don't think it would go good.
I don't think they're going to make whatever million they made. What was 78 million? I don't think it's going to be that. But I'm kind of wondering the craze because, people going to get FOMO over it because shit, what was the last time they performed here?
A long time ago, man.
So I wonder if they would get like a lot of FOMO. I got to go to
it might work if they do it like one time only in like SoFi or whatever the fuck, some big stadium. And it's like a one night only thing. I don't think they would sell out a tour in America an arena tour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the only way they can do it, they will probably have to do like a good four times, like four cities. They got to hit New York, LA, and maybe 2 in the South somewhere. Maybe Chicago and somewhere in the South. And
Yeah,
that's
it
it.
could be like Madison Square, it could be SoFi, and maybe one other place, and that might have to be it. But they couldn't
Yeah.
go cross country selling out arenas.
Yeah,
man.
Vegas or something. They could
Yeah.
maybe do Vegas.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah. But damn, that's crazy. I wonder what they up to now. I'm gonna have to listen to their music, see what they sound like. See what they last shit sound like.
It's gonna be a blast to the past, man. I remember the boy band, girl band era, and
Yeah.
it ain't around no more. Last but not least, have you been watching the NBA playoffs at all?
Yeah, I actually watched. I was actually in the bar watching the Pacers and Knicks.
That game looked crazy, man.
Man, when he hit them with the Tyrese Halliburton hit him with the choke signal, I'm like, oh shit. I kind of wish that was game. I wish his foot went on that line. I wish it was just over from that point. I think that would have really sucked the air out of Madison Square Garden. However, I mean, they did win the game, so that still kind of fucked everybody up. But it would have hit different if that was for a game. If that was for game and it was over and they won, that would have hit different, man.
To be fair, though, I don't recall, but when Reggie Miller hit the choke, that wasn't game either, was it? Technically,
I think he just tied it up. Yeah,
yeah. So it wasn't over. So it kind of matched up, I guess. But
no,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that matched up for sure. But it seemed like the overtime kind of gave a little life, like, oh shit, I can't believe we're here type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they eventually lost. But man, just imagine if the game ended like that. It's like, damn, this is the same shit that happened when we played them the last time in the 90s.
Dog, I know Reggie Miller was sitting there getting flashbacks, man. He's probably like a Vietnam War vet.
Yeah.
Getting all these flashbacks of the 90s and going against the Knicks and Spike Lee right there. All this shit. I'm sure it was very emotional for him watching that shit.
Yeah. Who would you like to see win this game?
The Pacers, because I just don't like the Knicks. I don't like everybody. I don't like the dick riding Knicks fans. I don't like them acting like the Knicks being good is good for the NBA because of the New York market. I just don't like them off of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm definitely not going to watch a Pacers final versus OKC or Timberwolves. It's looking like it's going to be OKC at this point.
Yeah.
That will be the least rated, lowest rated finals probably since the 80s before Michael Jordan came when this shit was on tape delay.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody gonna be scrambling to their TV to watch that series, man. So for the NBA, they should want the Knicks and
probably OKC, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's such I don't
see. Okay, it's a couple different options. So OKC was the best team in the league all year. They had the best record, so that would look good if the Knicks beat them. They got the MVP, SGA. He's on that team too. So it's a little something there. As far as with Minnesota, that market is Minnesota. So that's kind of a strike right there. But you do got somebody like Anthony Edwards that they kind of want to prop up a little bit. So that could be cool. But I think 100% they want the Knicks to win it.
Oh, definitely.
Because every market gonna be talking about the Knicks, especially New York, and they know First Take gonna be going crazy. ESPN in general gonna be going crazy. So I think from a market standpoint, it's the Knicks. Honestly, I agree with you. I don't really like the Knicks fans like that. I just hate hearing, like, I was in the car the other day listening to Sirius XM. It was a rap station.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what DJ it was, but this motherfucker was playing all New York music and kept cutting in like, yeah, it's New York time, Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I'm just like, what? The playlist was fire, though. I ain't gonna lie. The playlist was fire. The songs he's playing was fire, but I'm just like, dog, come on, man. Like, when have you heard somebody do that for, let's say Atlanta or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Well, the Hawks ain't ever did shit, so since Atlanta's been top musically.
Yeah, but I'm just like, man, come on now, man. Like, this, the Eastern Conference Finals, like, we throwing a parade for that.
I mean, to be fair, seeing as how what the Knicks have done and they've been shitty for so long. I mean, they were not too long ago, they were celebrating winning a playoff series, man. They were celebrating like a playoff series. Getting out of the first round was like the championship for them.
And that shit,
So they have come a long way.
but see, even that shit, man. Like, I understand if you were a team that never been there, and I guess the Knicks ain't been there in 25 years. But I'm just like, the way y'all be talking, man, y'all should not be celebrating this. Like, y'all should not be throwing the parade, man. And currently, right now, it's tied at 81 towards the end of the third quarter. But yeah, man, I do think I do like the Knicks team. Like, I like Jalen Brunson. I kind of like that squad. So it'd be a little irritating if they did win it all, but I actually like that squad, man. It's a good roster.
Yeah, there's really nobody I'd hate to win it as far as players go. There's nobody I really would be disgusted at if they won. Like I said, I don't like the Knicks fan base, but I had no problem with the team.
Yeah.
I think the Pacers winning would be good just because they've been close and never won it. You know, they were stuck in the Jordan era when they were the best. So I think it would be good for them to win one. But then again, the Timberwolves as well, all them years with Kevin Garnett, and they couldn't do shit. And then so it ain't OKC, of course, with all their stars leaving. And then they still, for them to get there too, would be a good story. So I would be mad at anybody winning, but just New York fans would be insufferable if the Knicks won. Stephen A. Smith would just not shut up, man. He would not shut up. So yeah,
that's why I enjoyed that the Tyrese Halliburton choke move.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I don't even like the Pacers for real, man. I couldn't stand the Pacers, but I'm actually fine with this playoff, man. Like I see a lot of people kind of complaining a little bit because they always talk about no big markets and all that shit. Like I'm actually enjoying the basketball, man. Like on the court basketball, forget all the bit market type shit. They actually playing some good ball, man.
Yeah, it seems like it, man. I haven't really caught the games, but I've seen the highlights and it looks entertaining at least. But you know how it is with the stars, man. The thing is, at some point they've got to build stars. And this is just the growing pain era. Like, there's going to be low ratings while they try to build up the next star. The new LeBron ain't walking through that door again, man. They've got to create new stars, and they've got to create people with a resume that you want to check out. And this is where it begins, man. There's a lot of young people out here, young players. Who knows who's going to be the face of the league in the future, if there will be a face of the league in the future. But this is where it starts, man. So we'll see who gets the chip, but it is entertaining to see.
Yeah.
How you feel about SGA getting the MVP?
I think it was about right, man. I don't feel like nobody was robbed of it. It would have been fun to see Jokic get it again. That would have stirred up a racial divide.
Oh, of course.
But how you feel about this? I want to say the last 5 or 4 MVPs, I want to say 5, were not Americans.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. You see all the best players seem to be coming from overseas, man. And I saw Kevin Durant got upset because people were talking about how the European coaching system is just different, how they're actually hard on their stars and they're not coddling them like the Americans do now. But I think there's some truth to that, man. I think in general, coaching here has gotten a lot softer. And when you go overseas, you see documentaries of any Olympics, like Jokic being talked to like he's a regular ass dude, man. And yeah, I think I don't know, the overseas takeover has been happening for a while now. We've seen all the big stars seem to be coming from overseas, and I'm not surprised, but I am one, like, we do need a great American. And I think this is why everybody on Cooper flags nuts, because he's like, number one, he's white, number two, he's American.
Yeah.
So that's like the double whammy for America. So I don't know. It could be him. Anthony Edwards, I was hoping it's going to be him, but I think he's just too immature at this point to really be the face of the league at this, at this juncture. But I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not surprised that the last 5 have been overseas international players, because that's where the game has been going. Wemby's going to be there next soon enough. He's going to get his MVP if he stays healthy. And I don't see it stopping at this point, man. I think they just come over here and they're just ridiculously good off the bat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and then let me mention that SGA is from Canada.
Yep.
I think he actually played ball here. I forgot what college he went to, but I forgot he was Canadian, man. to be real with you. When I seen that, I'm like, oh, he is Canadian.
Dog, there was a bit that I saw, I can't unsee it now whenever I see him. There was a Dave Chappelle stand-up where Dave Chappelle talked about a 1980s gay face, where he said he was telling some story about how he met with a trans person, and then the trans person had a gay friend, and he could tell he was gay because the friend had that 1980s gay face where he was just looking surprised all the time, like mouth open, like. And dog, somebody made that joke that SGA has that, and now that's all I see when because SGA always be having his mouth open like he's shocked at something.
Yeah.
He's always crying about a foul, or he always got his mouth open, just like I can't unsee it. He even looked like Chappelle when Chappelle made the face. I want to show it on YouTube because it'll probably get fucking blocked again. But look it up after we're done with the podcast, and then look up any SGA footage, and you'll see him make the exact same face. I was watching the game at the gym the other day. I just kept laughing doing cardio because I kept seeing it, man. And I can't unsee it now. He does have that 1980s gay face.
Man, that's crazy. Nah, I ain't gonna be able to see it now.
I can't unsee it.
I'm gonna have to find that clip.
It's too funny. It's too funny. But yeah, SGA is always making that face. Whenever the camera zoomed in on him during the game, he was making that face. Oh man. Oh shit. I think that's about it, man. I think that about covers everything, at least that I saw going on this week. So
yeah. Real quick, I've been meaning to ask you this, man. Lizzo been losing a lot of weight. How you feel about that, man?
What you mean how I feel about that? What you really trying to ask here, Piggy?
Is it a good hear me out for you?
Dog, I've always thought Lizzo was attractive. Like, as far as facially,
that's where everybody said.
I'm just saying. I thought
ugly. She was just fat.
Exactly. I never thought she was like sloppy or like ugly.
Yeah.
Facially, I thought she was always cute in the face. It was just the body that was out of control, I guess. But look, man, everybody
on
the internet acts like they only done slept with dimes.
Yeah.
And everybody flexing like, oh, I wouldn't hit this. Oh, she looked like a regular person you meet at Target. Oh, this and that. Y'all know if y'all had the opportunity, y'all would jump in it just like y'all do everything else, man. For some reason, all these ugly women are wiped up and cuffed up. That you expect me to believe that you not gonna choose Lizzo?
Yeah.
For something, nobody admits to smashing ugly big women. But for some reason, all the ugly big, for some reason, they all cuffed up.
Yeah. They all got kids and all that stuff, man.
Yep. And I've seen a lot of non-bummy dudes with and I'm like, hey, man, do your thing, but don't act like you suddenly above somebody like Lizzo, even at her biggest. Look, y'all know y'all would have tore that down. So don't.
Man, they would have took that down, man.
Yes.
No problem.
Yes. So all this fronting for me, no, dog. I always thought she could get it. Honestly, I always thought she could get it, even at her biggest. I'm like, look, we can make it happen. So yeah, I have nothing. But I do think it's funny how the body positivity and the I'm fat because I want to be fat suddenly goes away once you lose the weight, and now it's I'm this skinny bitch and fuck being fat. Okay,
Yeah.
I see it, but dog, I called this as soon as the drama happened. I said it's gonna happen. I told
Yes.
you it was gonna happen on the podcast.
That's why I wanted to ask you about it.
I knew she was going this route. I said as soon as that drama hit, when she got hit with the lawsuits with her backup dancers and she got canceled, I told you she was gonna lose weight. She's gonna come back a new person, and she did. So shout out to her. Good for Lizzo.
Yeah, everybody using that "hear me out" on her at this point.
Now we've gone too far off to hear me out. No, you did a hear me out for Caitlin Clark. I saw. Don't act like I didn't see that, man.
I was about to bring it up. I feel like she looked all right there. I would have took that down if I saw her walking in a place like that.
Caitlin Clark looked like she don't like men. That's the thing with me. She looks like one of the homies.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine being like in a sexual situation with Caitlin Clark. It seemed like you bring her over and y'all just play Xbox the whole time. Y'all play NBA 2K and then she just go home.
But if she got something on that's looking all right, you might try it. You might try it.
Oh man,
you ain't gonna marry her. And see, that's the other thing too. People think "hear me out" is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wife her up and we gonna be together. "Hear me out" is just like, hey, I would take that down one time.
Oh yeah.
Like the way she was looking in that, I'm like, I'll take that down. I'll take that down. She looked like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just don't think she'd be down with it because I don't think she likes men. But
yeah, of course, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, there's some good looking studs out there. You know, I've seen a few. I used to work with this with the stud in the warehouse at Best Buy, and somehow she had the baddest bitches with her, man. Somehow they would come to work and like ask for her and bring her shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? I was getting no action at this time. I was in my young early 20s, broke as hell. I was getting no play. And this stud, she was attractive for a stud as well. She was pretty. But dog, she had the baddest bitches coming through every day. I'm like, what are you doing? What is your secret? I just didn't understand. But nah, she had some bad bitches coming in every single day, bringing her shit and chopping it up. And even the ones who worked at Best Buy were chopping with her. And I was wondering if anything was going on there, but it's crazy. I don't know how they get so much play. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either, man.
Can't compete sometimes, man. But what can you do?
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, man. I think that probably about wraps it up. Yeah, so y'all, of course, as always, y'all make sure y'all check out the mixtape, Figgy Fig, 10 to 2, Sports Radio 610. The mixtape is at 120, right?
Yep, 120.
Figgy Fig's mixtape, always a good time hearing him on the show. And we'll probably be back next week if Lord willing and the creek don't rise, whatever the fuck they say. What's that saying go?
What is that?
You never heard of that?
No.
My mother used to say this all the time. She said, Lord willing, if Lord willing and the creek don't rise. I don't know what the creek rising has to do with the shit. Maybe a flood. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. That's one of them southern sayings, I guess.
It sounds like a southern saying.
Yeah. Lord willing and the creek don't rise.
Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Like we on some slave shit.
Right? Some plantation type.
Yeah, we in the back somewhere. Lord willing and the creek don't rise.
That's some shit you got to sing a song after, man.
Yeah.
In the water. So yeah, we will see y'all next week. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. But until then, y'all.
Peace.